Hi, I'm Catherine Story and welcome to my channel. I'm a fashion designer, boutique owner, and I live bi-coastal in California and in Miami. Today, I really want to talk about the highs and lows of what I've been doing here in Miami. I've been here for just over 2 years. I came here right at the end of COVID, and I've been coming to Miami for at least 15 years, dated guys down here, like all of it. So I am familiar with Miami, and I've always gotten so much great feedback about what I'm wearing and my collection. I've sold at the swim show a couple of times, so I've worked with boutiques down here already. And I came down here with the main intent of expanding my company. And I like to go do business where they're in places that I want to be in. Not only that, my collection is just perfect for Miami. So I got down here, and the first high, one of the biggest highs, was I did Art Basel, and I created art out of my clothing. I had just lost my father, and he was an artist. So I decided I really wanted to take the art of my fashion to the next level. And I decided that I needed to be in the best show that I could get into. At that time it was Scope, right on the beach. I got in. It was very expensive. I had goals. I always have goals. They're not always monetary. A lot of times I like to have goals that are, how many people did I connect with that could be a future opportunity or a future possibility. That's a lot about doing shows, is networking and showing people your work. So the show was really well received. I've got a couple of write-ups. I did it based on Ascended Masters. I have a really strong spiritual connection in my world, in my life, as we all do. Some of us use it in different ways. For me, it's a practice that I do daily with my guides, and it was really rewarding designing the pieces and the actual beings themselves. They were 10 feet tall, and there were 3 of them. So what I realized kind of right off the bat was that I was going to have to be there at all times, because not only did people want to meet the artist, because my art was so specific and unique, I couldn't really hire somebody to explain it. So that's fine. I was thrilled to be there. I noticed it, I realized it the second day, I had hired somebody, but he was kind of having a hard time, even making sense of what I was doing, to be honest. So I was down there, and a beautiful thing was I was really speaking about spirituality and hearing different people's, what they do spiritually and who they connect with. And that was so rich. It was amazing. So many people. I mean, the show brings in a ton of people. And so I guess my point is we do things with an expectation, and, sometimes life really gives us what we need. And at that time, financially, it was one of the first shows I did that I did not break even. In fact, less than break even. And as far as the contacts to go forward, very little. Now, I will say, I was really, and this is one of my strengths and one of my weaknesses, I was a forerunner. Nobody was doing sustainable fashion. So everything was sustainable. So I was really almost too soon to be but I don't look back. I don't look at life like that. I did it at the right time for me. But in a way, for the art world and for what was happening in the world, I was a little early. So I think that's fine. I'm happy to be the first one doing stuff. That's how I tend to run. I'm very intuitive about what I want to do next. And I'm not sorry about it at all, but financially I came out not ahead of the game, and that bothers me. But the high part was it was so beautiful connecting, and I think it really deepened my spiritual, not only experience, it just deepened my connection with being a spiritual being and my angels and the archangels. And so that was a high, right? So I came off of that, and I still said, that was like December. No, I still said, okay, come on, let's go. Like, there's going to be something that comes from it. And there still could be, right? There was maybe a couple little things, but nothing financial has come from that situation other than what I sold during that time. So then I thought that I needed to be in this one particular beautiful hotel that's basically focused on the arts. And the hotel boutique was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be the thing. So I go to the hotel boutique, and it takes months to connect with the buyer. I mean months. And I was determined. I was calling her. She was in another country. When are you gonna be here? I missed her then. I was determined this was gonna happen. I visualized it. Bing, bang, bong, it was gonna happen. I got in. High, like such a high, man. So that was in like March. So the season here in Miami winds down, like say at the end of May, and then it picks back up like mid-October. So, I was in there, it was fine. And really in my mind, I was selling a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. It was something. And in my mind, I thought, just hang in here. This is fine. It's perfect. It's great for your brand. And then ramp up for Art Basel, and that will be it. Okay, you'll get people, you'll get giant sales, blah, blah, blah. Well, I did get sales. I did great sales compared to what I was doing there, and they kept telling me, oh my God, you're doing so well. So their so well, it wasn't really my so well. And I guess in a way, I'm so blessed to have the so well in my life, where I'm used to doing really well out of my boutiques and my pop-ups and everything else I do. I'm used to like getting really close to my numbers. So that was good that I had the sales, right? But there was an issue that they went to net 90. And if you don't know what that means, it means they were paying net 30, which means every 30 days after you sell, you get a report, they pay 30, they give you the money after you sell that month. And then they went to net 90. And as a seasoned designer, I know that means a couple different things about what's going on in their business, but also I know that I cannot have a sustainable business based on a net 90 deal. That's like for Michael Kors, okay? And, Macy's. It's not for an independent designer. So I pulled out. That was a low. Kind of knocked the wind out of my sails, to be honest. I kind of thought like, wow, I put all this effort out, and like, what's going on? Where is the fashion here in Miami? And that's really a big question of mine. It's something that I really learned, that not just because you're doing fashion, I'm kind of a little bit of a minority here, number one, in Miami. And number two, it's a real tight community, a lot of Latinos. And I'm in love with the diversity here. And it makes it a little bit more challenging to connect. So here I am, 2 years, just over 2 years of Miami. I also had appointments in my atelier, in my apartment, and had some, again, had some sales, had some stylists, not just kind of like flatline, right? Was in Miami Magazine. They did a write-up about me. High, that was a high. So I realized what has this situation given me? You have expectations, and I think it's a healthy thing to have goals and expectations. And I love the way I always bounce back. and I also never give up. But I also learn from my mistakes. So it's just occurred to me that, and I feel like I could cry, because my apartment is so beautiful, and I feel like I'm so close to like God in some ways, because there's water everywhere and there's big puffy clouds and it's warm, and you know, like if I was in heaven, if there was a heaven for me, this could be my heaven, because I can swim every day and there's so many things about it that feed my spirituality, and my apartment is beautiful. And so maybe this was all about that. Maybe this was not about making more sales or growing my business. Maybe it was about growing my spiritual vessel. So if you are starting something new in a new city, or starting something new in your life, sometimes the reasons you're doing it are great reasons to motivate you to go through with it. But maybe there's like a silver lining in there that is actually the real reason why you did it. So please do not give up on your dreams. I'm not giving up. I am not giving up. And if I have to pivot and do some different things here, I shall. I'm not giving up Miami. I kind of had a little bit of a sour taste about Miami because of the letdown, and I thought, I didn't understand why I was doing that, because there's so much I love about it here. So just trust that you're where you are. And I'm saying that to myself as much as I am to you. If you're having a challenging time and you don't know why you didn't make money at that show, or you didn't get the contacts you want, you know, it's always about, like, keep building your faith and your vessel of faith, your vessel of believing in yourself and what you're doing. Keep believing in that. And we'll see. I'll give you an update. Thanks for watching, and please let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want to know. Thanks so much. Ciao.